This is Catching Up with the Kernel. I'm your host, Giana Gallo, and today I will be highlighting 3 Kentucky Kernel articles. First, I'll interview our digital editor, Gracie Moore, on her recent story about twin sisters who happen to co-own an ice cream shop, Never Too Much Creamery, followed by an interview with our sports editor, Cole Parke, on a recent meeting with the Board of Trustees dealing with UK's governance model. And lastly, the death of UK student Madison Becknell. All right, let's catch up. We bring on our first guest for Catching Up with the Kernel. Who do I have here today?
Hi, I'm Gracie Moore. I'm the digital editor of the Kernel.
And what was your story on this week?
So my story, along with you, lovely lady, is about Jerica and Jamisha Crowley, who own Never Too Much Creamery, which is an ice cream shop, a very extravagant ice cream shop in the east end of Lexington.
Yeah, what do they have on their menu? Tell me about these sisters. What makes your ice cream shop so special?
Yeah, so Jerica and Jamisha are twin sisters. So they have spent every day together for like 28 years almost. They decided that when their father, who owns the barbershop that's like right next door to them, which is so cute, they decided to do an ice cream shop with it. So Jamisha, when she was in college, she had wanted to do a Turkish ice cream parlor, which is like you do tricks with the ice cream and throw it at the kids and they catch it and just all sorts of fun stuff. But the Turkish ice cream is like a weird consistency, so they decided just to go with normal ice cream but with a little bit of a flair. So their menu consists of scoops, milkshakes, sundaes, and they've got flavors ranging from vanilla and chocolate and cookie dough to zebra cake, Biscoff cookie, Skittles. There's a Skittles milkshake. They've got ice cream nachos, which is like waffle cone chips, which are layered with like your choice of ice cream and toppings. They've got frozen fruit roll-ups, which is so funny, so wacky. I love it. But yeah, they're just, it's a very sweet and fun shop.
What did you like the best about reporting on these two sisters?
I love the human element in any story that I write. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. I love finding their story. I think what I loved the most about this was how much they enjoy what they do. So they are just so passionate about kids and having kids have a safe space to come and hang out with other people and to not get into trouble. They love making friends with members of the community. They love the regulars that come in. They love that people can come in and just vent and just talk about their day and end it off with a scoop of ice cream, and that every customer leaves their store with a smile on their face. And so I think what I loved the most was just talking to them about that and just learning more about who they are as people, getting behind the outside of the building and the interior and the fun decorations, and really learning about these people and who they are and why they decided to create this business.
Well, I am super excited to read your story.
Thank you.
For people who want to learn more about Never Too Much Creamery, the ice cream shop, or these twin sisters, check out Gracie's article on kykernel.com, or Kentucky Kernel, KentuckyKernel.com. And to watch the broadcast, you can go on YouTube at kykernel. Thank you so much, Gracie, for joining us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
We bring on our last guest for Catching Up with the Kernel. Who am I here with today?
I'm Cole Parke, and I'm usually the sports editor, but today I am your political reporter extraordinaire.
Look at you, changing desks. So anyways, what was your article on this week?
So I covered the Board of Trustees meeting that happened yesterday. It was kind of an open invitation meeting for any faculty, staff, lecturers, you name it, regarding the proposed leadership changes at the University of Kentucky, the changing in the structure of the way the university is run and how the decision-making process goes. So this meeting, as opposed to the usual ones that are around like 30 people for a Board of Trustees meeting, this one was open invitation for, like I said, all professors, lecturers, anybody on staff or faculty. So it had, at its peak, well over 200 people, either 150 plus on Zoom or 60 plus in person.
And what exactly was said at this meeting? Why should students care about your article?
So essentially, this meeting was kind of it's hard not to really call it a venting session. It was kind of just people vocalizing their concerns with the changes, asking questions for clarification. So President Capilouto was not there, neither was Jay, but they did have the provost there. So he tried to listen mostly, but he did offer a couple clarifying points. Obviously, there are meetings going on starting today all the way up and through the next weeks with individual college groups, with the president, and another big meeting on the 18th, I believe. But primarily, it was just the people there kind of vocalizing their concerns, asking questions, kind of, seeing how they felt about these proposals and kind of trying to get people on the same page.
Gotcha. And what do you feel like the future holds after this meeting? What does this process look like now?
So the biggest thing is trying to kind of make a unified front, I guess, for those faculty and staff. They were kind of all trying to see, like, where do we stand? How do we feel about this? What do we want to try to do going forward? And unfortunately, a lot of what's going to happen will be behind closed doors. That'll be in those individual, college meetings. Like I think engineering is meeting today with subgroups of engineering, because that's a massive college. But
yeah.
Subgroups of engineering are meeting with Capilouto today. That'll be going on all throughout the next weeks up until the 18th meeting, where that'll be another big thing. Nothing will probably be set in stone until the summer. They're not going to make any official changes, most likely, until the summer. But I'm sure students are well aware of being just absolutely spammed in their emails by Capilouto, and almost every update that comes out, they send out some kind of statement about it. But the gist of it is just roughly saying how the decision-making process goes. So who has final say in everything? How does that process go? What is the flow, order of operations in which that happens? And the university's side is, trying to make it more efficient, I guess, make it more of a streamlined process, and trying to get closer at the University of Kentucky to the universities they compared them to. So they looked at every single other SEC school minus Vanderbilt, because they're a private institution, the other public schools here in Kentucky, and what's called the Big 8 schools. So those are schools that have campuses where the medical campus and the main campus are merged. So for example, Louisville has a medical school, but it's all separate campus from the main campus. They're close, but they're separated. So the Big 8 are those schools that have all of their campuses combined into one massive campus. So they kind of looked at those universities. They did this through an outsourced company, but kind of trying to get UK closer to where those other schools are, as they say, because, the state is growing. They're trying to grow it faster. You're seeing states like Tennessee, states like Ohio around us growing a lot faster than Kentucky is. So trying to get, quote, more in tune with the state's needs.
I understand. Well, I really appreciate you, taking this article from, your sports background and informing us on everything that's going on and the changes that we could possibly see within, summer or in a couple years. Who knows? But I'm glad that you were the reporter on this this story. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
UK student killed in Shelby County car accident, written by our news editor Casey Sebastiano, who cannot be here with us today. Her article says UK senior Madison Becknell, age 21, died in a collision with a tractor trailer on LaGrange Road in Shelby County the morning of February 28th, according to the Oldham Era. Becknell majored in clinical leadership and management under the College of Health and Sciences, for which she became an Instagram influencer, according to the College of Health and Science website. She was also a member of the Alpha Gamma Delta sorority Epsilon chapter. In a recent ADG Epsilon chapter Instagram post, they said to know Madison was to love her, and she was truly She truly was sunshine in human form. Hundreds of sorority members and accounts commented on the public post, including AGD President Emma Pence. She stated, "Truly one of the sweetest people ever. It was a privilege to know you, Madison. We will miss you deeply." This is an ongoing story the Kernel will have updates on, but tonight there will be a candlelight vigil at Greek Park at 6:30 p.m., open to all UK students to honor the life of Madison. Well, that's a wrap on Catching Up with the Kernel. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I want to thank Gracie, Casey, and Cole for sharing your articles this week on the podcast. If you want to gather more information or check out their stories, feel free to look up KentuckyKernel.com, but also feel free to follow us on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. Most importantly, thanks for catching up with the Kernel, and I'll see you next week.